Well, Robert almost said everything I wanted to say, but let me add a couple more things. The climate discussion is over. Yeah. We're just not dealing with the upshot. The basic physics actually doesn't go back to George Bush the Smarter. It has been known since Arrhenius at the end of the 19th century, I said 19th, that's more than 100 years ago, formulated his greenhouse gas law, which says if the CO2 in the atmosphere increases exponentially, global temperature will increase exponentially. Now, exponential growth means a fixed percentage each year, and that is precisely what we've had ever since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. The real discussion, however, hasn't even started yet. The real discussion is that 2 degrees Celsius, 3.8 Fahrenheit if you like, for the maximum global temperature increase, that idea is scientifically bankrupt. Not only is it scientifically bankrupt, but it's geographically biased in favor of the rich, us. Scientists know that 2 degrees Celsius is a political compromise. Politicians pretend that it's science. Whom do you believe?
Physics.
Me. Thanks. Thank you very much. The real discussion is about who will be doing the dying. As the temperate zones heat up, the zone around the equator will come to a rolling boil. The 2 degrees Celsius target is the ugly face of today's racism and of today's neo-colonialism. The real discussion is about the physics that's hard to model, about instabilities, about tipping points. I have spent most of my career modeling those kinds of phenomena, and I can tell you it's difficult. I gave up at some point and became an activist. We have no good theory to predict when a metal will buckle or when it will break. We have no good theory to predict when an ice shelf will disintegrate. What we do know is that the sea-based ice shelves have been disintegrating for decades. And the ice shelves function as bookends that keep the land-based ice sheets in place, both at the North Pole and the South Pole. And as the bookends disintegrate, the ice sheets in Greenland and in the Antarctic slide into the ocean at ever-increasing speed. The polar regions of the Earth are the weather kitchens, and they're going to hell in a handbasket. We should be reducing our greenhouse gas emissions by 7% each year, starting today, starting yesterday. But we're not even close. We have a political class, they're over there, that celebrates negligible progress as if it's the real thing. Science is about numbers. It's not about feel-good political realism. The climate discussion is over, but we keep dumping greenhouse gases into the atmosphere as if there is no tomorrow. And for some, as a matter of fact, there is no tomorrow. For some, there is not even a today, because it's happening right now, as Abel said. We respect political realism, but we forget that only one vote counts. Mother Nature's vote.